Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our channel again. Welcome to our radio broadcast. Because now we are multimedia, we are on YouTube, and we are doing Blog Talk Radio again and another station. Podcast, Life on Planet Earth. Please visit any of these and follow us on all of these if at all possible. Send a link to your friends and your family. We'd like to welcome you on this beautiful Sunday morning, now moving into afternoon, when the weather is decent. Sky is blue and clear here in the United States, and there is a feeling, in many parts anyway, if not all, of tranquility. The only thing that we mourn sometimes is that the feeling of tranquility is not available for everyone, just for a few people at a time. One good thing, though, is that if one is not in a place of tranquility, one can sort of create that type of place within one's own heart, mind, and soul just by taking the time to stop. Just to stop, relax, and take a few deep breaths, breathing in and out, breathing in and relaxing, and as one exhales, imagining, breathing out all the tension and stress. And if one does that for a long period of time, 20 or 30 minutes, one becomes relaxed and able to face the day. Just breathing in relaxation and breathing out stress. But we don't learn things like this most of the time. We're in a society that is built on and maintained by creating stress within each and every individual. As long as we are in a state of anxiety, we don't stop. We don't think. We don't look at the things around us. And we don't have a clear idea of what we want to do. We look at TV, the movies, and all of those things, and they tell us who we are, what we should do, and what we should be. We adopt these ideas. They steal our imagination. So instead of imagining a quiet and tranquil place and using our imagination to move out negative energy and pain and to move in beauty and love, we use it to try to acquire the things that they tell us we need in order to be decent people, or actually the things that we need just to survive nowadays. The job rate has been rising despite the lies that have been told us by many of the senators and many of the leaders and many of the news programs. We know that the price of food is going up. So at the same time as unemployment is going up, the price of food and rent and all of those things are going up. And they're telling us that the joblessness rate is as low as it has ever been, thus trying to blame us or make us blame ourselves for our failures, when in actuality, it has all been created. Thus, the anxiety, negative messages, painful messages that keep us in a state of fear or the desire to fight, anger, fear, so that we never stop and realize what the real problem is. And we never realize that we can come together despite our differences in order to overcome those problems. In fact, our differences are the things that are upheld now, even by the social justice activists who point out every little difference that they can find. And as they point these differences out, what happens is that we, thinking we are helping each other, end up helping each other by being divided and by being conquered. over and over and over again. This is how the system has taught us to be, and this is what the system has coded into us. And so, even as we fight for our own rights, we do it in a way that is not one that is holistic and powerful. Holistic, the way the civil rights fighters used to fight, not only for the rights of themselves, but for everyone. I think we need to learn that again. We need to learn that we, the people, the ones who love, the ones who care, the ones who are decent, the ones who are children of light, are all one. And we need to move as one, live as one, have our being as one, and struggle in order to free all of us as one. That is the plight of today. There's a certain technology that is being applied to us most of the time, a certain type of manipulation that keeps us in this state, as I was talking about, of anxiety or anger, so that instead of having conversations about things and seeing things the way they are, we often fly off from repressed anger when we hear something that bothers us instead of going deeper, looking at it, listening to it. Some people do gaslighting, where instead of staying with the subject, they want to take us to a totally different thing that we're not talking about. So at the end of the conversation, we don't even remember what the real argument was. All of these techniques are coming out now, and I just can't understand it. It's as if there is some wave or paradigm shift coming into being that it's making people very intolerant and reducing the ability to think deeply. The only thing that I can figure is the fall of Christianity, evangelical Christianity, in any state where it has become more political and narrow-minded, and where it lacks the desire to follow the teachings of Jesus, the buying of the news media by corporations, the buying of the government by corporations. So that all of these avenues are working together in order to tell us lies and to warp our views of reality. But I don't understand still how it works so well. And then I look at the 1-2 punch. What's the 1-2 punch? The school system begins to measure one's achievement by these pre-designed tests designed by corporations, where the most important thing is to get A, B, C, or D, to get the right answer, so that the teachers have to teach to the test and have no time to teach people how to think critically. Lack of the ability of critical thinking, I think, is the main problem, along with social media that pretends that we are having conversations when it is actually blocking out some people from our news feed and sending others to our news feed that already behave the way that we think the world is, because they get more money and keep us on the medium by doing that. These two, I think, are the major thing that has allowed for the others. Because if we didn't have these two problems, the others would be ineffective. There's a new trend now, even on YouTube, where you'll get a picture of Cornel West, or you get a picture of some other famous person, And the YouTube video is not them speaking, it's someone who is speaking about what they're saying or what they have said. And they only use the person's name and image in order to get you to come to their video. And then once you come to their video, you find out that it's not what you're looking for. They're manipulators, stealing other people's identities gently enough so you go to theirs. And then you end up somewhere else. And this too is understandable considering the fact that the algorithms on YouTube will block them out and you'll never see them unless they are attached to someone with bigger algorithms. So this is the place we find ourselves in today. I have a YouTube channel. I haven't grown that much lately. I haven't done that much lately with it. Mainly because I'm not willing to do the things I guess are necessary to make it grow. Most of the things that I speak about are wisdom, truth, spirituality, the deep stuff, not just lighthearted, silly things like if you visualize a new car over a period of time, it will appear. And most people are not interested in the serious stuff. And YouTube has warned me once about criticizing people who come on talking about COVID and lying about COVID and things like that when I was countering a lie. And so it is difficult to build a channel. If you create a channel about how to create various stencils or various forms to make different types of cookies, you can get hundreds of thousands of hits. But if you talk about something that will help save people's lives and communities, empower them to expand themselves and awareness, to become the creative energy of the world once again and create a community and a household, a world that will benefit everyone, that's often ignored. That's just, as Earth and Fire said, the way of the world. Way of the world. Child is born with a heart of gold. Way of the world makes it hard and cold. Be sure that you don't allow the way of the world to make your heart hard and cold. Thanks for being with us. Check the links down below. And you have a great Sunday. Namaste.